You may have noticed the rainbow hair is not here this week because we are actually doing something in honor of Vanellope Von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph. She has amazing hair and it's filled with candy. I thought, why not use actual candies? Because all of this that's in my hair, this is actual candy. So, for this week's project, here's what we need. Needle nose pliers with tape on the ends to protect them. Wire cutters. Epoxy resin, this will not work with polyester. Disposable plastic cups. Something to protect your work surface like a cardboard box. Plastic straws. Black 16 gauge or 18 gauge wire. Industrial strength glue. Various types of candy shapes you like. As a warning, sadly, gummy bears do not work. Like, not even slightly, so don't try them. Take your wire and clip off a piece that is 3 inches long. Taking your needle nose pliers, curve one end into a closed loop. Once the loop is closed, curve the wire around the rest of the pliers. Then, stick the whole thing flat inside the pliers and curve a really, really loose spiral. It's possible by the end it's going to get a little too short to work with, so at that point, just take it out of the pliers and use the pliers to actually just curve the last little bit inside so it's nice and curved. Then just stand your pliers up, put your spiral on top, and pull down gently. You just want it to be slightly three-dimensional, but still keep its spiral shape. Then take your piece of candy and your industrial strength glue, put a thin layer of glue on top of that candy, and then gently push it onto that wire spiral, holding it there for a few seconds, especially if it's a small piece of candy like a Mike and Ike or a Good and Plenty. Repeat that process as many times as you like and leave them out to dry completely. So give it like 4 hours. Once everything's dry, it's time to resin. Pour equal parts of the 2 solutions into 2 different disposable cups. Trust me, you want disposable, this stuff's never coming out. Be careful to get it really even. Take your time and get it right because otherwise the resin is not gonna harden right. Now pour one solution into the other, being sure to use your stirrer stick to scrape out the solution that's left, and then stir it together until there are no streaks left. Then, transfer it to a new container and stir some more. You don't have to use a straw, but it's what I had on hand. Now you're going to want to transfer your resin one more time into a new container, and this one is the one you're actually going to be dipping the candies into. I took a plastic cup and just cut the top off because that way there was way less to work around. It was just kind of easier to get to the resin, but it's up to you what you want to use. Alright, now the fun bit. Taking your candy wires in your plier, you're going to dip the candy in and then taking a new straw, blow as much resin off as you possibly can. You're going for a really thin coat here, so take your time, really blow. Then just repeat the process for as many candies as you like. Dip them in, make sure they get all the way immersed, and then take a straw and blow off as much of that resin as you can to make a real thin coat. Now given that we're working with a really thin coat, you are going to have to dip all of these in twice. So dip them in, let them dry overnight, and then give them a second dip. The first dip comes out a little splotchy, but the second dip you get full coverage, and I've been able to immerse these guys in water and 0 melting happened. They are completely sealed away. One final note about cleanup: before you let anything sit for too long, take the tape off of your pliers because that's what's protecting it from any little splashes of resin it may have gotten in the dipping process. So just peel it all the way off and then either wash it or just wipe it down with a paper towel really thoroughly. Last thing you want to do is to resin your pliers together. It sucks. Trust me. Now once the resin is hardened, you might have a little bit of trouble removing the candy. They do pop off, but they might require a little bit more force than you'd expect. If they get some residue or some other stuff that's stuck on the bottom, just take your wire clippers and clip off anything you don't want it to be there. You can file it, but these are going to be in your hair where no one can see. When you want to put them on, just take one of your pieces, pay attention to which way the spiral is going, and then pick a place in your hair and just basically screw it in. They stay pretty put. You can do it with or without a wig. It all works. And then when you want them out, just screw the opposite way and they will come right out. Now you can do Vanellope's everything but the kitchen sink, but personally, I am totally wearing this to my next Christmas party, or sometimes I think I just need rainbow candy in my hair. It just happens.